What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and in this edition of the LA Taco Neighborhood Project, you're going to get a twofer, both Covinas, West Covina and regular Covina. The thing is, this story needs to be told together because the reason why there are two Covinas stems from a pretty nasty problem. Let's get into it. So Covina, as you may have guessed, is the older of the two. For about 8,000 years, it was homeland to the indigenous Kiz, Gabrieleño, and Tongva people, and subsequently became part of Rancho La Puente. But it was founded in 1882 by Joseph Swift Phillips, who acquired the land after it had been a failed coffee plantation owned by three Costa Rican brothers, the Valdias. But the reason why Covina got its name is from this young engineer, Frederick Eaton. He was so impressed by how the San Gabriel Mountains formed a cove around the vines from the vineyards that had been planted that he combined the two words, cove and vine, and called the new township Covina in 1885. The city began to grow around its burgeoning downtown, and farmers blanketed the area with grapefruit trees, orange trees, and walnut groves. By 1909, Covina was already the world's third largest producer of oranges. But as the population grew, the need for infrastructure grew as well, and the tiny little city of Covina, only 7 square miles, didn't have the land. And what happened next was a nasty fight over that infrastructure, specifically the sewage and where to put it. The city of Covina had been buying land near Baldwin Park, Whittier, and what would become West Covina because they were all potential landing spots for Covina's sewage. Political and court battles ensued, and 507 residents of the area where the sewage farm was likely to be built banded together and voted to become an independent city, West Covina. Benjamin Franklin Maxon Jr. led the battle and became the first mayor and presided over the flourishing walnut and orange groves of West Covina. West Covina thrived and became one of the fastest growing cities in the United States in the 1950s, with the population exploding tenfold. It was very residential and didn't have any businesses to tax and thus had no revenue, and at the same time became known as the worst speed trap in California. Enough money was raised to repave all the streets of West Covina. Covina continued to grow in the mid-20th century as well, although it practiced redlining, which was an unwritten racial code prohibiting the presence of Mexicans, blacks, and Jewish people. Covina has evolved even as it's managed to maintain and preserve that old downtown feel. Modern-day Covina also does a good job of pushing more pedestrian-friendly events in that downtown. Covina is also the sister city of Jalapa, Mexico, which gifted it a 7-ton Olmec head in 1989, which is now in the city center. And present-day West Covina fashions itself as the headquarters city of the San Gabriel Valley. And what about that sewage farm that was supposed to be built in West Covina and is the reason why West Covina even exists? Well, it ended up being built in regular Covina. All right, LA, it's been a minute.